Hey Muses, we are back again with another tarot deck review this time. But hi, hello, welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, thank you so much for being here. My name is Tyler, also known as T-Mann Tarot across all social media platforms. Links will be in the description below, along with the link for today's deck review. Today, we are diving into the lands of mermaids, the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Julie Dillon. So this is going to be fun. This was gifted to me by my lovely husband, Ethan, for Christmas. It's one that I've had on my list. People have come into the shop down here in New York to get copies of it, and it's just kind of intrigued me to kind of look into it. But before we get too involved with today's deck review, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, like, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode of my deck review series. I hope to kind of grow this channel. The goal for YouTube for 2026 is 1,000 new followers. So please share this video with other people, get this traction, get people to see this. I would greatly appreciate it. But if you would like early access to my deck reviews and fun other content, please make sure you subscribe to my Patreon channel. It is a survival channel. It helps me, and it helps me grow this channel. And by doing so, maybe we can start a dialogue, decks that you want to see in the future, deck studies, things like that. But it's slow and growing. Currently running a discounted subscriber price, so check out that link also in the description below. But friends, let's change camera angles and let's dive into the Mermaid Tarot, shall we? All right, friends, so let's talk logistical things first. So it is the Mermaid Tarot, published by Llewellyn Books, comes in this traditional Llewellyn hardcover box. Love the little magnetic hinge. Pull string. If you are familiar with a Llewellyn book, this is their tried and true kind of packaging. You can keep the deck in this box, chuck the box, whatever you feel like, get a bag for it, but this is the box that it comes in. We get the lovely chunky Llewellyn guidebook, as we are all kind of accustomed to. If you're not, hi, well, this is Llewellyn. Llewellyn gives you a very heavy-duty guidebook with introductions about everything, breaks it down. Are there spreads in the back of the book? There's spreads, there's poems. It looks like mermaid magic and spreads are available at the back of the book. But Llewellyn has this theme of you get the full image illustrated on the left side with a full kind of breakdown, usually a page or a page and a half of detail about the card that it is. So we love a Llewellyn guidebook. Llewellyn cardstock. This is a very high gloss. I can probably catch my ring light and my lighting. Heavy gloss. It's gonna shuffle very well. But again, I like this. There's a couple of other, actually it's not a Llewellyn. The spot gloss, or not spot gloss, but the gloss that was on my last video for the Arcana Folia, the gloss that's on the mass market, it felt so slippery that I really couldn't get like a handle on it. That's why I like the Indie. It's a little bit more matte, but this is gloss. I'm just gonna hold this up to my ring light real quick. It is not cord, right? One way to see if a tarot card is cord is to hold it up to the light. If you can have the light shine through it, or you can see the detail from the other side through the card. It is not cord. I need to remember to have my flashlight here so I can do this kind of on camera. Nice cardstock. It's probably, you know, because it's not cord, it is very bendy. It's probably definitely going to take the shape once you start shuffling it. Here are the backs of the cards. Definitely going to lead to uprights and inversions if that is something that you have within your practice. I love that it is kind of this seaweedy kind of vibe, kind of going into the depths. We don't know if we're necessarily rising to the surface or going down into the depths of the water, but that is something that is absolutely beautiful and stunning on the backs of the cards. This was something that was fun for me, kind of on my, TBR tarot wish list here. Let us kind of read the back of the book, or the back of the box, kind of to give you the understanding of what the card's about. I absolutely love, one of my pet peeves is when tarot boxes don't give us examples of the cards. So thank you, Llewellyn, for giving us an example of the book and a hefty amount of kind of like pictures of what the cards are going to look like. That is greatly appreciated. But it says, tarot divination with the magic of the mermaids and the essence of the water. Yes, Comet. The merfolk are teachers and guides, born in the watery world of mystical mythology and powerful energy. This elegantly illustrated Rider-Waite-based deck invites you to receive the lessons and blessings of the spiritual realm, offering an insight you need to move forward through the challenges and barriers that we all must face. Now more than ever, the songs of the mermaid are calling the people of the land. Let their magic be your guide. Beautiful. Yes. So, if you're looking for starter decks, I would say that this would be an okay deck as a starter deck because it is very much Rider-Waite-Smith inspired. Like, what do I mean by that, right? The Fool here is coming out of the water. We still have the staff that we're used to. We can see the magician with their tools, right? The wand, the cup, the pentacle, the sword. I love that the fish are swimming around it. The high priestess, is kind of given a little bit of magician energy in a way. Those seem very similar in my opinion. They are both kind of giving, if it wasn't for the name on here, it would think magician. Also, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the names on the cards have little scales. Like that little spot detail of scales in the banner is very lovely. So you can see definite parallels, right? The Two of Pentacles is juggling. Three of Pentacles is working together. Four of Pentacles, that kind of, she's wearing it. It's close to herself. She's protecting it, right? We can see Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, Eight of Pentacles is giving... Interesting. It's not so much the work. I'm interested to kind of dive into that meaning. Let's go into the book here, because that's an interesting choice here for the Eight of Pentacles. All right. So, Eight of Pentacles. Have you ever wondered how different the world would look if we all knew there was enough to go around and that we all would be taken care of by our community? This is one of the things the Fae and the Merfolk know. Everyone has a gift and plays a special part in the world, and no one will ever go without. Here, in the Eight of Pentacles, the smallest and the tallest line up to offer what they have in order to receive their fair share. This is the lesson and value. When we value who we are, so will those around us. It doesn't matter if you are a toad, a fairy, or a fox. You matter and you are worthy. Okay. Interesting choice. First and foremost, right? Because Eight of Pentacles for me is work. Do the work. Get it done, right? It's that individual sitting, working on 8 pentacles. So knowing the worth, I see that, right? It's the Eight of Pentacles kind of has this knowledge is like, know your worth and add tax, right? Upright. meaning you may very well be seeing signs of your good work starting to manifest around you, but now is not the time to become complacent or get a big head. You have much more work to do. People are now expecting to see more of your work. You have started to create buzz around who you are and what you do, and now is the time to capitalize on it. Okay. It's giving to me that the these don't match. That doesn't necessarily match in my opinion. Okay. Litmus test. Let's go to the majors here and let's go to the Lovers card. So let's bring out the Lovers card here. So the Lovers card has this mermaid staring at a mirror, looking at themselves in a human form. So let's see what the cards have to say about the lovers, or the book has to say about the lovers. One of the longest relationships we have in our physical incarnation is the relationship with ourselves. We spend a majority of our lives trying to reconcile the two parts that make us whole, the physical and the vibrational. Sometimes we see it as experiencing two different levels via two totally different selves. In much the same way, our younger mermaid tries to envision what she would look like as a human girl with a life on land. The relationship we have with ourselves is hard, messy, and oftentimes complicated. Why are we here? Why in this body? Why in this family? Why? Fill in the blank. The relationship we have with ourselves serves as the baseline of all other relationships in our physical experience. Learning to deal with the duplicate self is therefore more important, or duplicate self is therefore more important than most of us truly believe. Upright meaning. The lovers speak to two energies, two pieces coming together to journey. It is a reconciliation of opposites for a more cohesive experience. This is the card of Gemini, the twin energy of self and the self as represented by our mermaid. She is seeing the other part of who she is, or is she seeing who she wishes to be? This is one of the many questions the lovers raises. Do you know what your other half even looks like? Can you even identify the energy surrounding your vibrational self, the self not entangled with the ego? Making time to get to know yourself is important. Okay, so we hit the Gemini, right? The duality, not so much the idea of choice. Honestly, I'm mixed. Let's here. Okay, let's go. Okay, death. Let's do death here. Which, death card is the card of Scorpio. We have this kind of feeling of helping and saving and cleaning after an oil spill here. Death. As above, so below. What happens on the surface of the ocean has a deep and profound effect under the water. Pollution and human expansion have done more than its fair share of harm. Yet just as above, under the waves are caretakers and rescuers amongst the merfolk, and they work just as tirelessly as their fair human friends. The irony is that both need each other in times of crisis. In other words, when death comes knocking, it comes knocking at both doors at the same time. Sometimes those who stand in death's way can be rescued and healed. Sometimes they cannot. Regardless of the danger, risk, and the putrid mess death leaves behind in its wake, there will always be those who will risk themselves so others can have a chance to start again. Death usually leaves behind something to clean up. Like it or not, the sludge that seems to stick to your skin and seeps into your lungs is the residue of death's deed and needs to be cleaned. Just like the ocean animals in this card, you may need someone to help you in this process. Seek those who work on cleansing, clearing, and healing the energy left behind from old cycles. Let them assist you in leaving behind that which makes you weak and vulnerable, and allow them to restore and strengthen you. These may be friends, family members, spiritual teachers. Don't rule out anyone. Just ask for assistance and allow it to appear. Okay, definitely honing in on the using the external environment to help you shed your skin, but doesn't necessarily, the idea that this is implying to me that death is bad. Implying that the things that have to end is bad. Can it be messy? Yes. Can it be uncomfortable? Yes. But the idea that, what was the wording that was used? Death always leaves something behind to clean up, right? Like it or not, the sludge that seems to stick to your skin and seeps into your lungs is the residue of death's deed and needs to be cleaned. That phrasing, need to be cleaned, and maybe it's my growing up with the kind of the church mentality of needing to be clean because it's dirty, right? Death is messy. Dirty depends on what we're talking about here, right? Death is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. I always say, to me, that the death card should be a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? But it's the harvest, right? It's the work to clear out, right? So yes, I would have less liked it to talk about maybe the effects of cleaning up after the oil spill and saying that, like, hey, we had this thing happen, but what happens afterwards? The color palette, when I was kind of sorting these cards, really, I love the color palette. I love the illustrations. I do feel like the guidebook and the descriptions are not connected, right? So get yourself another tarot book. This is probably one of the ones that I actually wish just came with a paper guidebook, and told me some basis and let me intuitively pull from the cards, because I really don't think that guidebook matches energetically. But the color palette. So the swords have this icy color. It all kind of has a bluish hue to it, right? Mermaids under the water. But the swords, which you'll see probably closer up in the cut to the walkthrough of all the cards, but I loved the color hue. So the swords have this icy blue kind of feeling to them. Our court cards are still labeled Page, Knight, Queen, and King. They are kind of, the King is gendered, but in the swords, the Queen, Knight, and Page all kind of look kind of feminine, maybe non-binary, right? So swords have this bluish green hue to it, wands have this fiery, they have an orange fire undertone to them, which I love, kind of keeping that consistency. What are our court cards? Okay, so our page, knight, queen, and king. So pages seem like the children. They are younger, so they're more of a feminine. This Knight of Wands is definitely more masculine than the Knight of Swords. So that's interesting. Cups. This is a blue color tone. Blues with pops of pinks here. That Four of Cups really is kind of that sorrow feeling. We need to just wake up and put our own needs first. Oh, the Five of Cups, the loss of friendship here. This Six of Cups is so fun. This is giving childhood whimsy and nostalgia. I love it. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Let's see. 8, walking away. 10 of Cups, sharing. I love that we still have that bridge reference from the RWS. Now, Page of Cups. See, yeah, the knights being kind of this androgynous feeling, I kind of love. I love when we can not take away gender completely, but make things kind of a little bit androgynous, a little bit kind of like a, oh. Page of Cups being a young boy, Knight of Cups having this questionable masculinity here, I love. Queen of Cups, beautiful. I love her little, like, her hands have tattoo detailing. King of Cups given that moody, just moody. But probably a soft teddy bear. And then Ace of Pentacles, we do have that green, right? We have the out of water, right? But still, the things are connected to water here. But green tones are very much... That's interesting. 9 of Pentacles is usually that confidence figure, right? To be who you authentically are, but like lurking in the water. I kind of see that. It's interesting. 10 of Pentacles with the family. Oh, wait. No, 10 of Pentacles has the bridge. The 10 of Cups has the rainbow. Confusing the two. Ooh, get you, girl. Page. We have a female knight. So there is some kind of mixing of genders. King and queen are still their king and queen. But again, depending on your practice, you might look at the king and queen as active and passive and less male and female. Let's see. So, yeah, I haven't done much. They sit in the box. They did not come with like a plastic bind. So there is a slight... I don't know if you can see that, but there is a slight bend in the cards already. No gilding or edging on there. Let's see how it shuffles. Beautiful shuffle. It is that flexible cardstock that Llewellyn always does. Let's see. Will it do the sideways version? Oh, absolutely. And your hand over hand shuffling. Well, if I could get my hands to do what I needed to. It is a bit thick. It's kind of a chunky deck, right? It definitely is easier to do bridge shuffling than hand over hand. It is a little cumbersome, but definitely easy to shuffle on already too, right? Because I do bend them. Bending is part of it. Not too bad. But, friends, this is the Mermaid Tarot. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have this deck? Do you work with this? What are your thoughts? What are your favorite cards? And leave me a comment below what deck you would like to see reviewed. But in the meantime, a closer inspection of the cards is coming up right now.